Hi, Phyllis. This is Lisa from the Pet Communication Journey group, and welcome to our group, by the way. And I'm going to give you a private reading for Missy, who I'm very, very sorry to hear that she's passed. But as you know, she's still with you there, and not in the physical body, but her energy is all around you because I'm a firm believer, and I know from my own proof and facts of situations that I've seen and in my own life that our consciousness after we pass away, whether it be an animal or a human, our consciousness is still well aware of what's going on. We don't need the physical brain, the physical senses to have our consciousness, which is part of the universe. I mean, it's a universal thing. If you think of anyone who's passed away in your family and you feel they're around you and you even feel like they can read your mind, because they can. They don't need a brain to be able to reach out to your consciousness. So they're part of the co-consciousness, all right? So I just want you to keep that in mind. Missy is very much alive in the energy sense, and her consciousness is right there with you. I did my reading with her a little bit earlier, and she is definitely there with you. I know you'd mentioned hearing like her collar, some sounds from her collar, and yes, that's what you're hearing is truly her. So when I connected with her, which I do after a meditation where I slow down my brain, my thinking, and get my thinking mind actually out of the way so that I can just actually connect with her through love. And right away, she gave me the name Missy Pants. So everything I give you, if it doesn't always ring a bell, sometimes I don't hear a name right. Sometimes I come close, sometimes I don't. But if there are things that I mentioned to you, just keep them, like pin them in your mind for future reference. Because sometimes these things will come up in the future, or maybe you'll think about it a while, like, oh, okay, that makes total sense. Because what I'm seeing and hearing is real. And I believe that everything I have here on paper, which some to me I feel weird saying because I don't know if they're true or not, but I'm going to give them to you anyway. And if you wouldn't mind verifying with me afterwards, so I know what's true to you right now, things maybe that you're not sure about, that's cool. Let me know. You can post that in a private message to me on Facebook. That'd be cool. All right, so let's get started. All right. Yeah, the first name she gave to me was Missy Pants, and I'm not sure if that's like a nickname, but that just resonated very strongly. She came across, just looking into those beautiful eyes in her picture, such a sweet, sweet, loving soul, as most pets are to us, of course, but I picked it up right away, this sweet innocence about her and just such a loving, loving, strong, loving energy. She showed me some sort of yellow toy or something that she may have had in the past, she may have had currently. She's showing me something yellow. And I didn't get an exact shape on that. Then I asked her some of the memories that she holds special to her, and she showed me trees, and it looked like a yard. Like maybe your backyard or somewhere that you would take her often. It showed me a yard with trees. There's a special area in that yard that she feels is important to the two of you. Maybe a place where you guys hung out. Maybe she liked to sniff those trees. They like to do that a lot. But it was a special place that she's showing me trees. And I feel like she was showing me that like her duty, her purpose in life was to kind of be like the clown to make people feel happy and laugh. That's what she showed me very strongly. So I'm imagining her, just kind of being a little goofy girl and trying to just make everybody laugh and smile. Very light spirited in the physical realm and still is in the energy realm. She showed me, as she feels, that she was good at doing some tricks possibly throughout her life. She feels that way anyway, that she was good at them. Maybe when she was younger, something maybe standing on her hind legs and begging for a treat, or possibly you taught her to roll over. I'm not sure. Or maybe this is something she wanted to learn. I'm not sure, but she did show me that. So that tells me she's a very intelligent dog. And she also showed me, I think that she showed me children. I'm guessing that they're your children. Or family members that could be grown up now, but she showed me many memories of playing with children and loving to be with them, and that brought her some of the biggest joys in her life with you, was to be with you and the family. And when she showed me that, it was kind of like showing me images of children, maybe throughout, them growing up or progressing, or it could be kids that are young now. But I did get a strong picture of her loving the time with the children and you, as a family, your family members. She showed me, and I'm thinking this might go with the trees in the yard. She showed me a lot of images of like picnics or barbecues in the yard, like during the summer, and just loving that you guys were all in nature together and the smell of the food on the grill. She truly enjoyed those moments. I also saw a boat, and I'm not sure if this is something you own or you took her for walks somewhere where there was water. She showed me a lot of water, so I'm not sure if she saw boats on the water. You'd taken her there, or if you have a family member that has a boat, but spending time possibly on a boat or enjoying the water in some way is what she was showing me. Also with water, maybe even like if she didn't go swimming, because she's a smaller dog, she may have gone, maybe had a kiddie pool for her, somebody did, or maybe in doggy daycare. Didn't pick up doggy daycare. I'm just thinking, I see those kind of little bit kiddie pools that they use at the doggy daycares, but she liked to splash around, or she saw it somewhere. Okay. She did say watch for signs, that she's there still around you. She's going to be sending you some signs. Nothing to be afraid of. It's just that she would like you to acknowledge when you feel that she's around you. Maybe say out loud, Missy, I love you, and I know you're there, and thank you. Or, even in your head, you can say it. I like to say it out loud myself because I feel like my voice is a vibratory sound that they can hear, because they're, like I said, they have a consciousness, and they love to hear our voice. I mean, it reminds them of their times together, and just hearing your voice, your loving, sweet voice, always brings her good memories of the time, and she just loved to hear your voice. It made her so happy. I'm not sure if you sang once in a while to her out loud, or I'm not sure. I was seeing car rides, like you and her on car rides together, possibly, or her wanting to, and you singing. She was showing me that and really enjoying that time together. She also showed me the color pink, like a bright pink in some way will remind you of her. It could have been red. Sometimes I'm off with my colors, but it seemed like a real pretty kind of girly color. And she said that will remind you of her. There's something in significance that you have. It could be anything. Like, again, if you can't think of it offhand, put a pin in it. But she wanted me to mention that. She also mentioned something possibly about a farm. I don't know if we went for rides and she saw a farm, or you live by a farm, or you have a farm. Something about the fresh smell of a farm, and all the land. Those for her are holding some sort of nice memories, especially the smells from the farm, the kind of farm fresh air scent she loved and loves still. And she's still showing me that she enjoyed car rides. I'm not sure if you took her on any. Let me know, because I'm curious. Either that, or she's riding with you now. She's riding with you wherever you go now, because she can now. So, there's nothing in her health conditions that are going to hinder her from doing that or anything like that. So if you haven't done car rides with her, she's doing them with you now. She did show me that she liked to sit on your lap a lot. And I'm still seeing this with the car rides, her sitting on your lap, whether maybe you're in the passenger seat or you're driving, something like that. If that wasn't something, she's doing it now. So something about music on the radio. There's some songs that made you happy, or maybe you thought of her during her life. There's some songs that resonate with her that maybe she heard you sing. That also comes up with the car rides. So maybe if you turn on the radio soon and you hear a song and it reminds you of her, that's one of her messages to you. So keep that in mind and acknowledge that to her. Let her know, because it brings a soul such joy when they know that you are well aware of them being there, because you guys can actually grow your relationship. This isn't over for you guys. She is a soul mate with you. Pets are considered, now they're considered third level density beings like us, because they progress to that level as we have had them in our lives for hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of years. They understand that they are now a self, their own separate being from a pack. So that's why her soul is able to connect with your soul. And you probably you know, in the future, if you ever decide that you want another dog, she knows that now is not the time, but when you're ready, she will definitely reincarnate if that's something that you would like, because you guys have been on many journeys together. Maybe previously you've had other dogs throughout your life or not. She may have been those other dogs, or she will be in the future. And I do believe in past lives, reincarnation. You guys may have been in many lives together, and you're progressing as time goes on. And this is your chance now to take this to a whole new level. I know you maybe have talked to Angie, maybe not. And I myself have a dog that I actually went after he passed. He was like a son to me because I don't have children. And he sent me signs all the time when he first passed away. And we actually still have, like, he shows me an infinity loop all the time because it's forever for us. And like, we can still grow this relationship beyond the physical realm because, like I said, the consciousness is still intact. We're all one on this planet. And like electricity and radio waves, you can't see them, but they're there. And we have an antenna with our own auras and chakras that we connect with. When you have intuition, which we all have, some people have it more developed than others, but sometimes you have that special feeling like, you know, someone's going to call you in your family, or you knew something was going to happen because you're picking up. Your antenna of energy is part of the co-consciousness, and you're actually picking up, and you're going to be picking these up from Missy, and you probably already are. Just be open to it, be relaxed about it. When you want her to send you signs, let her know. If you want her to visit you in a dream, that was one thing that came up. She would like to visit you in a dream. If you ever feel the need where you want to actually touch her and cuddle or pet her, let her know that you would like her to meet you in a dream and you want to hug her, okay? And then tell her also that you like her to wake you up immediately after the dream so that you can remember it and cherish that moment of, I had a dog that did that for me one time. I missed her so much. And eventually she came to me in a dream and she allowed me to pet her. And I remember petting her, and as I was petting her, it's like her body was like forming, like from energy. It was the weirdest thing. It's like she was trying to manipulate that energy in the dream, so I could feel like it was her petting her, because I needed that comfort, that intimacy with her. So that's another thing she said. If you want her to visit in dreams are awesome, because really, I believe our dream state is a real, it's us maybe on a higher level. So we're really experiencing it. So you can always meet her in your dreams if that feels more real to you. She said her passing was not easy on you, which I don't want to cry, but I'm just feeling a strong sense of maybe some sort of suffering when she passed on your end of it. But she's happy to not be in that old body anymore. That physical body, she didn't need it. She's not suffering at all. Because she's outside of that body, and that's the biggest joy she could have now. She can still be here with you, and she says she's your guider, she's your protector. She feels a strong duty to protect you. So if you feel a sense of protection, where maybe you were scared before in the house, if you were alone or anything like that, you know, where I used to be that way. I'm sensing it for you as well. If you ever fear being alone, now there's a sense of protection, and that feeling of ease is her. She's using her energy, and she's protecting you, and she's watching over you. So she's there for you now on the other side, also as an animal guide, kind of like a guardian angel. And she can be there for you on many levels. Just because she was limited to herself as a dog on this planet, now she can help you, guide you when you need answers to something, when you feel lonely, when you need her. She's there, and she will send you signs. Just be open to them, and you will see them. They'll be everywhere. That's how it works. It can be in symbols. It could be when you're thinking of her, you might see a butterfly. You might see a dragonfly in the summer, and obviously not this time of the year, depending on where you live. I live in the Midwest. My dog would flicker. I have it's a plug-in. It's also a battery-operated flower light, and it's got these little lights all over it. I always put it on for him at night. A few months before he passed away, because he couldn't sleep at night. And then immediately after he passed away, there were issues with the light. They would blink. It would blink all the time, just start blinking, especially when I would think of him. And I did videotape this, and I think you can find it in the Pet Communications Journey group under videos. It's kind of hard to see in a video, but I would then communicate with him. And I'd be like, Remy, if this is you, blink the light 4 times for Remi, R-E-M-I. And we kind of go back and forth, and we do it all the time. It was the coolest thing. So watch for electrical things. Sometimes they can use their energy to manipulate, like battery operated things. They can make noises. They can move things in the house. Another big one is you might feel her rub against you at night if she ever slept in the bed with you. Mine did. One night I woke up because I felt this brushing against the side of me and my bed. I knew right away it was Remington. And then he came up. You could feel him come up on the bed and lay down. Literally, I was awake. And there were other times too where my significant other would be like, we'd be sleeping at night and be like, stop moving around. And I'd be like, I'm not. And I would do the same to him. And it was like, well, neither one of us are moving. It's like Remington. Crazy things like that. So I want you to be open to this. This is not over at all for you guys. It's just the beginning of a whole another realm of relationship. Again, she is the keeper of protection energy in the home. So if you're feeling any of that, that is her. She's working from the other side, but she is there with you. Acknowledge it, like I said, and she will keep sending signs. But she also says to take care of yourself right now. Take a little time for yourself, okay? She feels that you could use that. There's a lot of stress. There's still the grieving they're going through. So she's also trying to form a cocoon around you of love and energy. So be aware of that at times. But she would like you, and I feel that way too, you could use some time for yourself, a little time of peace and quiet, few moments, maybe a little pampering, a facial, a pedicure, a bubble bath. Even if you don't want to go somewhere, give yourself a moment to bubble bath with some music or some candles, and just take time for you, because you know what, you're important too at this time. And I know you probably have people to take care of in your life, but always, right now is a good time for you to recharge. Even if you can get out in nature, that's another thing that she insists upon. When it gets warm out, she would like to see you out in nature, because at that time, you're going to be more with her. You're going to ground with the earth, which is good for your whole mental and physical well-being. She also showed me a cat. She says a cat is with her. I got the name Coco. I'm not sure if that resonates. I may have heard it wrong, but Coco came to mind right away. But she's showing me another animal being with her on the other side. And it was a cat. So it could be an animal guide for you that you've never met. It could be a cat you've had previously that you feel strongly to. But she's there on the other side, and there's a cat with her watching over both of you, or over you and your family, both of you, not in that sense, but with her, they are together. She says, think of me as your guide on the other side. Call her for guidance, protection, or answers to any questions that you feel in your heart. Just ask and watch for answers to appear in dreams again. I mentioned that. And sometimes, you get an answer to something nowhere, like just out of nowhere. It'll just pop up in your mind, and that's her. Ask her to visit you in a dream. We went over that. Okay, we went over that. I'm sorry, I had to take notes. When I do the reading with her, I take the information down as it comes to me. She's asking me, I asked you to take care of yourself. We said that. Go grounding in nature, and you'll feel her there with you strongly, especially in nature when the weather gets better. Plus, it's good for you to walk. Clears the mind. Keeps you more, focused and regenerated. Again, the focus on time alone. She suggested, and I'm not sure if it's something you've ever done, maybe starting a journal and writing down your favorite moments with her. And she will be able to see what you're doing, because as their consciousness is still intact and they have the all-knowing, like we all will when we pass away. You hear about people who've been in near-death experiences, and they actually can see above themselves in the hospital. This is real. And that's part of their whole consciousness. Even though they come back in their body, they remember this. So she said maybe some journaling about your favorite times with her would be a good way to heal. Excuse me. She says she'll always be there to heal as you grieve, but also honor her memory, as she'll be able to relive these memories with you as you think of them. And as you write them. And I think it'll be good if you wanted to journal to get rid of some of the grief. It'll also be good for If you ever want to have her in dreams, it's good to kind of get her in consciousness, especially before bedtime or anytime that you feel a need to get out any kind of feelings or emotions. She says love is forever and you are bonded throughout time. Another thing she gave me, and came out of nowhere, well, let me say this first, and I'll give you that. Her biggest joy as a dog was to provide pure love to you and the family. And she still is doing that from the other side. So just know that. I just feel such a positive vibe from Missy. And I hopefully that'll bring you some sort of peace and happiness at this time. What I wanted to say is I'm also getting a female presence there, not besides the cat. I'm getting a female as in a mother, your mother maybe, or a grandmotherly influence that is there. Oh, I'm watching over you, and Missy is there with this person and a cat. That's I'm getting a cat. This person is also a guide for you and helping you in your journey through life. And I got the name Rosalind, Rosalie, maybe way off with the name. That's just what I was getting. Sometimes I don't hear the names right. Sometimes I'm dead on with names, and sometimes I'm like way off. But that came to me. Could be a middle name, could be a nickname, maybe not. Keep it as a pin. Maybe something in the future that might be somebody that comes into your life with that name, or you remember, oh yeah, I had a friend with that name, or a relative. But I do get a strong female presence there with you, as well as like a guardian angel type. And then I was given the song "The Rose" by Bette Midler. I'm not sure if this is a song that you ever liked, or this was something that may have something to do with the female energy, the mother, the grandmotherly influence. I used to love the song. It came in my head as I was doing this connection with Missy. If it's not something that you like, I would suggest looking it up, because it's maybe representing Missy just in her regeneration with the energy. The rose is kind of like about love, and it's like the seed, and then it grows to become the rose. And maybe it could be a sign of her saying, you know, I'm still here, even though I'm not here physically. The seed, her energy will grow again and become transformational energy, and you may see those as symbols, like I said, in butterflies or dragonflies or all kinds of different things you may notice, or just her transforming possibly into you know, your guardian angel, or transformation of energy from physical now to light body, or maybe she'll reincarnate. The song just came up for me. It's a beautiful song. Even if you don't like the song, the lyrics may be important in some way. So let me know if that resonates at all. Don't know why, it just popped in my head while I was doing a reading. And that's pretty much what I have. So what I'd like to do lastly, I'm sorry it's taking a while, but I wanted to give you everything that I got. I want to give you a card now. Just one last message from Missy. Since everything else I did was basically beforehand, this will be now in the moment. And we're asking Missy, her higher self, and Phyllis's higher self, to come forward and help give us a message that will be special and helpful to Phyllis from Missy, just to give her some love and some hope, and just to let her know in some way that she's living on and that she's okay. All right, so I'm going to take a deep breath. Okay, I'm going to, sometimes you can shuffle the cards and one will pop out. Or if that, I'll do that for a quick second here. Sometimes one will just fly out. So we'll try that. If not, then I spread them out and I pick a card that feels like the right card from Missy. So we'll see what we can do here. I'm not the best shuffler, as you can tell. So my grandma used to be really good at shuffling cards. She goes, you know, I haven't learned to do that trick. I guess I don't play with cards enough. So let's see here. All right, so I'm not having one pop out. I don't want to take too much of your time. So I am going to pull a card here for you. Missy, which one should we pull here for her? I'm going to do two for you, okay? All right. So I have two cards for you, two messages. And I think this will verify some of what I just said. This one says, I see all of your thoughts. Okay. I'm just see if you can see that. You're going to see it backwards. Okay. But it says, I see all of your thoughts. Okay. And I'll give you more explanation on these, which we just said. She's co-consciousness now, where she's part of the oneness of the universe. She doesn't have to have a mind. She uses her energy and her antenna to reach out to you. She knows what you're thinking. She knows your thoughts, okay? And the other one I got is, you have nothing to feel guilty about. I'm guessing if you have any guilt about if she had to be put down, or if you didn't do something right, as far as, you know, catching something in time or doing something, her message to you is you have nothing to feel guilty about. All right, so I'm going to give you, I have to go into the book here. Let's see. In a weird order here. Okay, I see all of your thoughts. It says, I can now hear your thoughts and feelings so much more clearly than when I was in my physical body. So whenever you'd like to talk, and believe me, even though she was a dog, she can understand you. There's no language barrier in the universal. So whenever you'd like to talk, I can clearly hear you. Just think my name, and then trust the thoughts and feelings that you receive from me. Those are my communications with you. I totally respect your free will and would never impose my own will onto yours, so there's nothing to fear. Basically, I'm here when you wish to talk, and I love you. That's a very sweet message. Okay, that was the first one. The other one says, you have nothing to feel guilty about. I know sometimes we all have something. I still, to this day, and my dog passed away a year and a half ago, there's still things I look back and say, oh, I wish I would have done this different. Maybe you'd still be alive, or I wish, you know, I would have known this. We all do that. So, sorry. This one says, sweetheart, I see you torturing yourself with what if. Questions concerning my life, my health, and my passing. You wonder whether you could have intervened so I'd still be in my physical body, like I just said. I am standing there next to you right now to soothe away these thoughts. It's so important for you to understand that you did nothing wrong, and that my physical passing was divinely timed, and that you couldn't have changed anything. Please don't burden yourself with guilt any longer. Guilt is a complete waste of your earthly time, which is meant to be used in service of love. Guilt doesn't undo anything. I have forgiven myself for everything. Not that a dog would ever have to feel bad about anything, but this is also for humans. And she has already learned that everything's already forgiven, as she's there in her new realm. There never hold any guilt, madness or any negative energies. There's only love. And I pray that you also forgive yourself, because you are so very loved and understood. Okay, so those are my two messages. I hope this resonated with you, Phyllis. If you need anything more clarification, like I said, if you could leave me some feedback, it's very helpful for me, as I'm also learning what makes sense to people and what doesn't. And like I said, put a little pin there for the future and things that were like kind of like, I'm not really sure. Sometimes they do pop up out of nowhere. So bless you. And again, I'm so sorry about your physical passing with Missy, but she's there with you in love. And so have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. Take care. Yeah, and then my baby came.